has been a Christian not for that long. And she has gone through a really deep experience with the Lord. And it is this experience that has been able to empower her to confront life as she had to confront it with her 2 girls. And Jesus has made all the difference, hasn't she, Kim? And so my friend Tristan is going to connect the microphone there, and then we'll have to tell the number to our... What number is it, Tristan? Number 3. Kim, thank you for being with us tonight.
It's a pleasure.
Tell us, were you born in a Christian home?
No, I was not. I was far from it.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your childhood and your, youth.
Well, I'm one of 4 children, all girls, a father and mother who are still living. And my mother was very much deeply into New Age and spiritualism. My father's an atheist. And we had a very happy childhood, though. I had a very happy childhood with my parents and all 6 of us, until about the age of 18, when my parents were falling apart. And I didn't think much of my life, though nobody knew it. I was thinking it would be worth ending it. And so I went over to America. I was actually a singer.
Okay.
And modelling. And so I went to America. A door opened for me to go over there, and I did my singing, and I got involved with many famous people over there. Mm-hmm. But they just never seemed very happy. They seemed very lonely, and I thought they just needed a friend. Though I was involved in that industry, I had never partook of any of the drugs or alcohol or any of that. But I just realised they seemed very lonely. But I ended up coming back home to Australia when I was about 20, and started getting kind of well known in nightclubs, dancing and singing for a radio station, very popular radio station in Sydney, and even had the opportunity to record for Molly Meldrum. But the Lord I didn't know the Lord at that time, but he stopped that the day before I was due to go and record, and he saved my life. I was involved in an accident that nearly took my life. But that didn't cause me to think about God at all. But I do remember thinking, who is Jesus? Why do I keep hearing about him, and what has he got to do with me?
There you go.
But
so how did you come to know Jesus?
Well, it wasn't until the year 2000 when the Sydney Olympics were held, and my husband and I had been married for 4 years, and we had 2 children, twin girls, and they ended up getting very sick because my husband was a physiotherapist, and many of his patients went to the Olympics, and they'd brought home what was known as the Sydney flu, and it killed several people. My children were dying in hospital, and I got struck down with the same virus, and I had a fever of 42 degrees Celsius for 12 days straight, and nobody could heal me at all. And I knew I was dying. I actually felt my body, the whole system shutting down, and I requested to go home to die. And so I was laying in bed one morning, and the thought came to me that I had a book, a natural therapies book, and in it was a recipe for ginger tea, which was supposed to help with fevers. So I asked my husband to make this tea. And I remember saying a prayer, though I didn't realise I was praying, and I said, whoever you are, if this tea works, I promise I'll tell everybody all about it, about the tea. I took a sip, and immediately the fever disappeared. And a very loud thought came into my mind and kept saying, when you find your Bible, read it. When you find your Bible, read it. I thought, great, I've got noises in my head now. But I ended up finding a Bible. I had Christian grandparents who had actually given me a Bible, and I could never part with it, but I never read it. And I started reading it, and I couldn't put it down.
Okay. Then that led you to give your life to the Lord.
That did, in wonderful, so many different things that he did. He started revealing himself to me that in January 2001, that's when I asked him to be the Lord of my life, just in my lounge room. And I told my husband about it, and he had been raised a Baptist, but he hadn't been going to church or anything, and he was fine. Yes, you can do whatever works. That's fine. and my life had never been the same. And both he and I were baptized together in July 2001, and the girls were dedicated.
Yeah, your husband had also a conversion experience.
He did.
Now, how has having Jesus in your life made a difference in your life?
I have, well, firstly, I have realized that nothing belongs to me, that everything belongs to him, and that I'm only here as long as he has purpose for me to be here. He's totally changed our life. Things I used to like, I don't like anymore. Things I didn't like, I love. He's completely changed my life, but the main thing is that he actually is my life and the length of my days. Everything that happens, I accept as coming from him, good or bad, and that gives me a joy and a peace that can never be given by anything or anyone else.
Now, tell us a little bit about what happened with your husband and how having a relationship with the Lord actually made the whole difference.
Well, back in about 2005, I had been going to church. We had been very active in church, but I didn't have a deep relationship with the Lord, and I was longing for that, and I couldn't find it anywhere or in anyone. And so he started waking me up very early in the morning, and I started praying and asking him to teach me, to be my teacher. So he started teaching me himself, you know, giving me understanding of things in the Bible. And then in February 2007, just a year ago, the Lord had convicted my husband and I to give away everything we had and to go and help a group of people to share the gospel of Jesus. And we had a physiotherapy practice, and God had shown us to give that away, and so we were busy wrapping up the business. And on Saturday, 24th of February, my husband went to a meeting to meet with these people, and I stayed at home with the children because we would also preach together at different places, and we did everything together as a family. But this time I said, I think I should stay at home and prepare the sermon, and we'll get some rest and you go to the meeting. Well, he went to the meeting and had a wonderful time. We said goodbye to him, and we had a wonderful day together. And that was the last that I ever saw him, and the girls ever saw him. We never saw him again. He fell asleep on the way home, driving the car, and he died instantly at the wheel. And I can only tell you that if I never had Jesus Christ, I would have absolutely fallen apart. Instead, I had a tremendous peace and joy, and I have no other strength than that is given to me by the Lord. And just an incredible peace, but the Lord had prepared the girls and I for that. It was quite an ordeal, as you know, that we went through, but it's now been 1 year, and still there is such a great joy and peace in our life that was never found in my husband. It's because I loved the Lord. The Lord had given me love for him over the love of my husband, whom I loved very dearly. We were best friends.
Yes.
But the Lord taught me that he didn't even belong to me. He belonged to God.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Kim.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Now, you may ask the question, how does Jesus make a difference? He makes all the difference. Dear friends, in the book of John chapter 10 and verse 10, Jesus says, "The thief does not come to steal and to kill and to destroy, but I have come that they may have life, and they may have it more abundantly." There is only one person in the whole universe that can give you meaning of life, fullness of life, and his name is Jesus. You know, the story of Kim is one story that is repeated over and over and over. People, when they meet Jesus, they realize that they have met the longing of their souls, and they are willing to give up everything for the Lord. Everything that before was their life. Everything. Now they check it out, and they are so happy that they have found Jesus. You may be a rich person, but I guarantee you that if you don't have Jesus, your life is lonely, and you're seeking for something. True? You may be a poor person, and your longing is exactly the same. When you find Jesus, when you let Jesus into your life, whether you're poor or whether you're rich,